सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ओम शांति शांति शांति। ओम नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्म विद्या संप्रदाय कर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। सर्वोपप्लवरहितः प्रज्ञानघनः प्रत्यगर्थो ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि ब्रह्मैवाहमस्मि। ओम शांति शांति शांति। श्रुति स्मृति पुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शंकरं लोकशंकरं शंकरं शंकराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ओम वासुदेवेन्द्र योगीन्द्रं नत्वा ज्ञानप्रदं गुरुं मुमुक्षूणां हितार्थाय तत्त्वबोधो विधीयते। ओम last time, when I say last time means when we studied the text, okay, almost 1.25 months ago, we talked about the last quality among Devi Sampatti. We talked about Samadhanam Kim. Samadhanam, Samyak Adhanam, and the meaning is Chittaikagrata. Chittasya agre ekam vastu. Focusing yourself, focusing the mind to one and only one thing, one track mind. Samadhanam doesn't mean concentration only. Samadhana primary means that I focus to my given goal. And mind naturally moves. The only thing we can do is just call it back. Just bring back again and again. There is no other answer. Yato yato nischarati tatastato niyamyetat atman neva vasham nayet. Bhagavan says in the 6th chapter, for whatever reason the mind goes away, from that nimitta, you bring back the mind and focus in what is to be done. And to develop samadhanam, meditation can help, and the ideal best thing is do japa. Japa helps us to develop the samadhana. Okay. Now the last qualification in the list of sadhana chatushtayam, fourfold qualification. First is vairagya, second is viveka, third is group of 6 things, shama, dama, uparama, shraddha, titiksha, samadhana. Now last is mumukshu. Mumukshutvam kim, there is a vakya. Just look at the text. Mumukshutvam kim, moksho, and the answer is moksho me bhuyat iti ichha. The word mumukshu comes from, it's a noun, from the verb much, means to liberate, to be free. Moktum ichuhu mumukshu. One who has a desire for liberation is called mumukshu. Like bhoktum ichuhu bubukshu. The one who is desirous of eating. Similarly, mumukshu, one who has a desire of moksha. But then there is abstract noun, mumukshutvam. It is a status of being a mumukshu. What is the status of being mumukshu? That means you, mumukshu, as I say, the desire for moksha. And mumukshutva means what? This is not one of the desire. Okay? Some curiosity may give rise to a desire. Like this Kumbh Mela, So many people had a desire to visit Kumbh Mela. Yeah, out of sheer curiosity. Out of this so much of publicity it got it. They want to know what it is. So also mumukshu, I see somebody going to a class, going to doing some puja or japa, or when you ask them, "Hey, what are you doing?" He says, "I'm doing for moksha." So moksha cha, is it like that? Mind is full of desires, and this desire for moksha is not one of them. It can be one of those desires. But mumukshutvam means he is a person who has undergone a drastic change. The person whose entire orientation to the life has undergone 180-degree change. That is called mumukshutvam, status of being a mumukshu. That means I am the first and the last mumukshu than anything else. This is the only thing that I want. That is, that attitude or that mindset makes one mumukshu. It is like conversion program, like an army, the person who enrolls himself into the military, he has a desire to join the army. And suppose he clears UPSC and joins the class 1 of straightway officer rank, and then he lives like an officer on the border for some time. And then all disciplines of army, certain etiquette, certain attitudes, the whole personality undergoes the change. Even when the person comes home for vacation, those attitudes will reflect. The disciplined life will reflect. Like when they have to dress up properly, they have to report on time, they have to present themselves in a very decent way. So that all things will be reflected in his lifestyle. Even though fellow is at home, he or she will dress up himself or herself so properly, will be very punctual, very disciplined, very mannerful. All that is taught in the army becomes part of himself or herself. So he is the army man first and the last. Then he becomes husband or a wife or a brother or a sister. He wants to go, commit to the border. That kind of change. That I am a mumukshu means I want moksha. This desire for mumukshutva means desire for moksha. May I have freedom. May I get liberation. That is moksha. Now, that desire, in a way, is there for each and every one of us. Because each one of us find oneself to be limited in terms of time, in terms of place, in terms of ability, in terms of vasutva means sex or jati, etc. And that being against my nature, I want to be limitless in whichever way. So that is a basic desire. I seek myself as limitless person. But then Mumukshu is what? One who is clear about this desire. People have this desire, but they themselves do not know that I am seeking freedom. It is not the money that I want. People think that I am pursuing money. Somebody is pursuing position. Somebody is pursuing relationship. Someone may pursue power. But it is not the power or a position or money or the relationship that we are seeking. At the end of it, I am seeking myself. That self which is limitless. The self which is free, the self which is not controlled or limited by anything. That is what I want. So this mokshecha should be very clear. As of now, mokshecha is there, but it appears as many other desires. As we say, the mumukshu is a one who has discerned this desire, who has a clarity for this desire. It is not a house or relationship or a money or position or power or pleasures I seek. At the end of it, I want to be limitless. At the end of it, I want to be free. I don't want any kind of maryada in myself. So that clarity that comes from viveka. When there is a viveka, is a twofold viveka that what I want, I am clear, and that gives rise to what did I get so far? So far I achieved so many things, but nothing could give me that fullness that I want, and therefore I drop those pursuits that we may call it vairagya. So when viveka is complete in terms of what I want and what I have been doing, that means when viveka is complete, then moksha becomes the main goal of life. It is the main desire or the most predominant one, and every other desire subserves this desire. Every other desire is to, in a way, to aid this desire, if at all it is there. That is called mumukshu. So, mumukshutvam reflects a person who has undergone a drastic change, whose mind has undergone a drastic change in terms of his or her perception about his or her goal of life, or his or her pursuits in life. What exactly I want, that clarity one enjoys. And that moksha is a pursuit, that's something one must choose. One has to choose. It is not that it comes by that. I have to choose it that I want moksha. Okay? Choosing moksha means what? I am clear about what I have been seeking. That clarity makes one mukshu, and commitment to the extent that I want this at the exclusion of everything else, that makes him mumukshutvam. As it is mentioned in Shastra, what kind of moksha? What kind of status of being a mumukshu? Then it says, Deepta Shikhavat. Like this sadhu, he had a big jata, matted locks, has. And then he had somebody was taking chalam, smoking beside him. And when some spark from that chalam fell on the jata and it caught fire. At that moment, that sadhu wants nothing but water. Even if at that time somebody is giving him a big dakshina, he says, keep that dakshina with you. He may be having a bandara, he may not want it. And that sadhu may be the one, like, I take only Ganga Jalam. But that time he won't mind my munchka wakla also. This cutter going in front of. He just wants to dip his hand and get rid of that fire, that intensity. The example shows just that person with that method, the sadhu, intensely wants that water to extinguish that fire. So also there is a fire within. I want this and this only, and it want to extinguish that fire means at any cost I want this moksha. That commitment is called mumukshutva, an ability to apply myself totally. That's not in a way ability also, that's a natural fallout. When there is a Tivra mokshecha, the person would naturally want to apply himself or herself completely. That is called mumukshutvam. Or they give another example, like the story. This Mahatma was teaching and some disciple was learning and was not discovering himself to be, herself to be Ananda, Ananda. And then he kept on complaining, Guruji, what should I do? I keep listening to but nothing happens to me, as though something is to happen. Now, I don't get that Ananda which you're talking about. Guruji kept on listening. Then one day he said, let's go for a bath in Ganges. And they went. And Guruji said, Lagao dubki, just dip yourself. And he started dipping 5 times, 7 times, he said. By the time he dipped 3rd time, Guruji held his head from the top and pressurized him, didn't let him out. And after some time, when he found Guruji thought he will pass out. So he just lifted the hand and the fellow came out gasping for the breath and said, what are you doing this? He said, do you understand? This is the way to get Ananda. You are asking me, but then when you were inside, all these dips you made, you might have remembered your ancestors and your relatives, this is for him or this is for that, etc., etc. But when I held your head down below, you wanted nothing but the breath. You wanted some clean air to breathe, wanted to get out of this water. That kind of single pointedness, focus, commitment, all your efforts, you started pushing your movement of your hands and the legs and the entire body was to get a bath. So that way, entire body, my entire persona is committed to gain moksha. That is called mumukshutvam. There are there is a mention about the mumukshutvam also in all the granthas, but in Vivek Chudamani, it is beautifully mentioned there. Quite often it happens that one may have mumukshutvam, but maybe just a curious, manda mokshecha, madhyama mokshecha, and uttama mokshecha. There he says, mandya madhyama rupa api. Even though manda means one of the desires. Madhya means one of the predominant desires. And Utta means the desire, no other desire. I want that only. Moksha me bhuyat iti tivrecha. That is called mumukshuta. But in case Manda and Madhyam is there, some punya, the fellow came across some Swami and liked the lecture and keeps going. I enjoy it. Like that people say, I enjoy Swamiji's class. So I'm going, I'm free, I'm going. That's just a curiosity out of it, and he or she may go for some jokes and some stories, and there are people who come like that. So that may be the case. But then this Manda Madhyama becomes Uttama, strong. How? Vairagyena Shamadina. When Mokshecha is not strong, one needs to develop Vairagya, and as we saw, Samadhamadi, Samadhina. And third he says, Prasadena Guroho, Sayam Pravruddha, Sayam Pravruddha, Sa, that desire grows, it enlarges then pravruddha, how much it grow? By Guru Prasada, by the grace of the teacher, Shamadamadi and Vairagya. And how it grows? Suyate phalam. Then it gives rise to the phalam. It gives birth to phalam, that is moksha phalam. Suyate phalam. And next line he says, Vivek Chudamani, shloka number 28 and 29. Okay? Manda madhyama rupapi vairagyena shamadina guroho prasada seyam pravruddha suyate phalam. Verse number 28. And in the 29 he says, Vairagyam cha mumukshutvam cha tivram yasya tu vidyate. One who has very strong vairagya, one who has very strong mokshicha. Tasmin eva arthavantasyuhu phalavanta shamadaya. To that person only, shamadaya, madhi, etc. will bear the fruits, will lead to moksha, not otherwise. And it is also mentioned that because of some purva janma, we have come across so many Mahatmas also, that they just suddenly develop, as they say, the call from divine, some calling comes to them and they want moksha. Classic example is Ramana Maharshi. He had a call that Arunachaleshwara is calling me. Somehow that word used to give him some different feeling. And when he ran away from home and went there, he said, Father, I have come back. That was his first words. So some calling, some Mahatmas, even now, they just went out because they wanted moksha. So when it is said, when this moksha is tivra, and when there is a shraddha, all other missing qualities like viveka or vairagya or samadhamadi or titiksha can develop. When there is a tivra moksha, Bhagavan connects that person to proper guru, and having connected to the proper guru, when there is a shraddha, person is willing to go through all kinds of tapas. So titiksha, samadhanam, shamadama, etc. develops. So it is very important thing. In Kathopanishad there is one Vakya mantra, Yame Vaishe Vrunute Tasyaisa Vivrunute Tanum Swam. Nayamatma Pravachanena Labhya Namedhayana Bahuna Shrutena Yame Vaishe Vrunute Tasyaisa Vivrunute Tanum Swam. It's a metaphor. The self will reveal itself to the one who chooses it. Chooses him means moksha should be there. And that moksha is there, then things can fall in its own place. And of course, as I mentioned, that clarity also should be there, born out of viveka. Anybody going to any group, so-called spiritual group, is a mumuksha, some calling, but there is no clarity. Again, they are getting into a different trap. Original trap was, I achieve this and thereby become free. I achieve this, thereby I become a completely happy and fulfilled person. That was something from outside me, something that is achieved as an end of some effort. What I gain will make me happy for good. That was the thinking. If I have this much money, I'll be happy for good. If I have this position, I'll be happy for good. If I buy this house, I don't have a house. Wow. Now I bought the house, paid some down payment and took a loan and I went to my house. That is enough. So that was the calculation. That was the thinking. And therefore, and then this fellow, because of some calling, goes thinks that nothing I want, but I want something new. But there again, this viveka should work. Nasti akrutaha krute. If that limitlessness, that is what I want, If the fullness, that is what I want, it can never be the result of a given or a series of actions. It cannot be achieved by doing anything. Any amount of limited effort can produce only the limited result. However, that result may be big enough or multiple in proportion to efforts, but then it cannot be limited. Infinity cannot produce infinity either by summations or multiplication or any other way. So if there is limitlessness, which I have been seeking, if there is fullness, which I have been wanting, it can never be the end product of given action. Any action includes meditation also. It cannot be end product of meditation. It cannot be end product of upasana. It cannot be the end product of doing some bhajan or going to some loka. Because kshine punye marte lokam vishanti. Having gone there, I will have to come back. So this cannot be the end product. If that clarity is there, nasti akrutaha krutena, then that mumukshu will turn to be jignas, that moksha. Otherwise, even though the person has discerned the problem and wants moksha, that person is very much gullible to spiritual supermarket. He may get caught into some gurus and somebody telling do this, doing seva and doing this and doing that, and all kinds of things are going on in the world. Nothing will save me, nothing will give me moksha except Shastra study. That clarity is there, then he will seek proper guru. If someone promises something here or hereafter, then he will keep away, he or she, because I want moksha. Pariksha lokan karmachitan brahmano nirvedamayat tad nasti akrutaha krutena. Krutena karmana akrutaha nitya praptaha atma nitya praptaha anandaha na prapyate krutena karmana. If it is already accomplished, it's a problem of ignorance, and only knowledge will solve the problem. And thereby, that person, mumukshu, is a one you can say who converts himself or herself into jignasu, natu vichuru, desirous of knowing, like Arjuna. He was a jignasu. Though he reveals himself as a mumukshu when he says, Yat Shreyasyat Nishchitam Ruhit. He very clearly says, what is the Shreyas? Please tell me, teach me. He doesn't say, what is the Shreyas? Please show me the way, how to achieve Shreyas. No. He is clear. I want Shreyas only. That is a mumukshutva. There is a mumukshu. He is a mumukshu. Wants liberation, wants mukti, wants freedom, wants fullness. But then he also says, he could have said, show me the ways, how can I get freedom? How can I get the fullness? No. He says, teach me shadhimam tvam prapannam. Tvam prapannam tvam sharanagatam shadhi shiksha. Please teach me. That means I know for sure moksha is gained by teaching, by learning, and teaching can give knowledge, and knowledge cannot give anything. Knowledge can do only one thing. Knowledge can remove the ignorance. And when ignorance is removed and I gain something, that means knowledge can gain me something which is already gained. Nitya praptasya praptyartha jnanam nitya praptam api vastu agnanena avrutam. It is covered or veiled by ignorance, and that veiling is removed by knowledge, and I find myself to be what I am, and I discover that aham purna. So that is Jignas. Arjuna says very clearly, Yat Shreyasya. And as I mentioned in the last question answers, we respect all these teachers talking about different sadhana. But it is wrong to say that there are so many paths for moksha. I've seen so many scholars, Swamis talking. There are four ways Margas talked about in Gita. You can achieve moksha by Karma Yoga, you can achieve moksha by Bhakti Yoga, you can achieve by Yoga, and you can achieve by Gnana Yoga. That is all chow thinking. They just don't know what moksha is, don't know what Gita is. Bhagavan very clearly says there is no four path. If at all you want to say, you may say two steps. Because he says, he never used the four. Lokesmin dvividha nishtha pura prokta maya. Yeah, Arjuna, I have talked about twofold nishtha. Chaturvidha nishtha he doesn't say. He doesn't say Panchavidha nishtha or Sadvidha nishtha or Yathetsa nishtha. You take the path, whatever fits you. No. Dvividha nishtha. Pura prokta maya naga Gnani yogena sankhyanam karma yogena. That is not two nishtha. It is a two-step, one nishtha. First step is karma yoga, and through karma yoga you become ready for moksha, and the next nishtha is gnana nishtha. He tells very clearly this. So, people saying that there are four types, four paths talked about Gita, they don't know Gita. And they don't know what moksha is. And again they say, Atma, there are four paths to achieve moksha, and that is moksha is gained when you Atma Gnanam, and Atma is Satchidananda. If it is Satchidananda, how can there be four paths to gain Atma? And when you say Atma, the very word Atma is I. I means I am already achieved. I am what I am always. I cannot be away from I. You know, that was possible only in dream. But at least in waking, you cannot be away from yourself. So I have to gain myself. And when there is a question of gaining myself, that means there is a problem of ignorance, nothing else. And only knowledge will remove the ignorance. No yoga, asana, pranayama, no bhajan, bhakti, or no karma, sukha, etc. can remove this. Because ignorance is in opposition to knowledge only. As I had mentioned earlier, ignorance is equated to darkness. Darkness cannot go by any other means. You may use sword and cut the darkness, and you may use bullet, or you may use cannons to throw away the darkness out of it and kill the darkness. Nothing can go. You may do asana pranayama and some bhajan, darkness will not go. You just need a matchstick. However old, you discover a cave, some 5,000-year-old cave was discovered and while working some excavations, and 5,000-old cave was so dark, and you just light the lighter. That's it, it's gone. You don't need anything. So also, when there is a problem of ignorance, you need only the knowledge. So mumukshutvam also implies the one who wants knowledge. One who goes to teacher to study Shastra. Doesn't go to teacher for any asana, pranayama, or bhajan, kirtan, or yatra, etc. Primary goal is that I want moksha. Having talked about these fourfold qualifications, teacher concludes the section by saying one sentence. Just look at the book. He says, Etat sadhana chatushtayam. Etat means this is sadhana chatushtayam. Sadhana means here is not a means but qualifications. Chatushtaya means fourfold. This is fourfold qualifications. Okay, let it be there. I want moksha only. No. Therefore he says, Tataha, thereafter means After gaining these fourfold qualifications, even if relative manner, one becomes bhavanti, once one becomes what? Adhikarinaha. Tataha adhikarino bhavanti. Thereafter, one becomes adhikari, means qualified person. Okay, deserving person, capable in a way. But qualified is the right word. Qualified, one becomes qualified, or you can say eligible for what? Tattva vivekaha. Tattva vivekasya adhikarino bhavanti. He becomes qualified for tattva vivekaha. Viveka means discriminative inquiry about the truth, or discriminative knowledge of truth. Viveka means discrimination. But then tattva viveka. So he says discriminative knowledge. You can say tattva gnana vivekasya. Tattva gnana means the truth, knowledge of the truth. But the knowledge of the truth is discriminative knowledge. It is not simple knowledge. How and why, that will come in later part of it. So, the translation of these two sentences, etat sadhana chatushtayam, these are, or this is, fourfold qualifications. Tataha, thereafter, as a consequence to, thereafter means as an effect of this, one becomes qualified person for discriminative knowledge of the truth. Okay, tattva vivekasya adhikarino bhavanti. Okay. In other words, when we want to gain something, it's a very common in India. In those days, it used to be on the advertisements, appointments and types of India. They used to write eligibility for this post. You should have this much qualification and so much experience, etc., etc. So, to gain something, you need to be eligible to gain. Similarly, to gain the knowledge, I need to be eligible for knowledge. Eligible for knowledge means what? Eligibility on the part of student, meaning that one is ready or well equipped to receive the knowledge, not simply listening. One can receive the Shastra Shravanam, but to receive the knowledge, words are the carriers, which carries certain wisdom. And the wisdom is actually given by the teacher. But if one is not ready, one may receive only the words, not the wisdom. Okay? Like, suppose the person is given very good tablets which can give him a lot of strength, energy booster and vitamins and proteins and full of specially made tablet. But that fellow's digestive system is so poor, it cannot digest 10% of it. He may receive the tablet, but he may not receive the necessary strength because he cannot assimilate what is offered in the tablet, through the tablet. Similarly, one is qualified, eligible to receive knowledge. Discriminative inquiry, tattva viveka. Discriminative, you can say discrimination about the truth. That means the tattva gnanasya viveka. Discriminative inquiry about the knowledge of the truth. Essence, tattvasya gnanam. One becomes eligible student. When there are, all the four are there with one person. Here, just a note of caution. Though we describe all these qualifications in great detail, but it's very difficult to find all these qualifications in ourselves in all detail. Uttamadhikar. I have everything with me. These are the rarest of the rare people like Shankaracharya ji or Shukadev ji, who has all Vairagyas and Samadhamas and Moksha, etc. But there is a little plus minus always there. So one may not have all this in full matra. So what is there? One may have some Vairagya or Samadhama due to some Purva Karma. We see so many people who are introvert, who are relatively self-satisfied, who enjoy certain degree of mastery over their mind, but there is no moksha. And the moksha is not there. They are typical good people in the society, ideal people in the society, humble people in the society. So mumukshutvam is necessary, and some may have Shraddha, some may have a mumukshutvam and Shraddha also, but Viveka is missing. A classic example is, there is a value in India, to go for satsanga every day. And satsanga, especially in north of India, or in northern culture, UP, MP side, is so glorified. So glorified. Everybody glorifies satsanga, satsanga. So fellow goes to all Swamis. The person goes to all lectures. He has so much of Shraddha on those Swamis and what all they say and the temple, etc. But moksha is not there. So what is it? Everything is good. All Swamis are equal. All Swami is good. That is, all Swamis are good, but teaching is not good. You should know that. Swami may be good. A person having necessary tapas and introvertedness and sadhuta, freedom within, etc. But what he talks may be nonsense. Don't follow him. Respect him, all right, but don't follow him. Then there are, in typical of North and even in India now, there are some places where they boast that all throughout the year we have satsang in evening. Some Mahatma or other will come and talk. And they invite Mahatmas for 10 days, 15 days, and let them speak on whatever topic they want to. There is no continuity. And those Mahatmas come from different traditions. So there is no ek sutrata. No, one point only being revealed again and again. That may not be there. So Shraddha is good. Mumukshutvam, you can say some mokshecha is good, but Viveka is not there. So they go to all kinds of satsangas, all kinds of swamis, and they praise all of them. And then they boast, Swamiji, सब ठीक है, सब एक है, हमारे लिए तो सब एक, तो बधाई सरखा हमारे माटे, हमारे मन में सब समान है. That is okay. You may respect as a person, but not the teaching. So this is the eligibility where then only Shastra Pramana will work. Shastra is a Pramana, means of knowledge. So teaching of the Shastra by a competent teacher who knows the methodology of teaching and one who has the vision with himself or herself, when that person teaches, that's a Pramana. And that will work. There's a Pramana Vyapara. You are operating the means of knowledge. Listening to classes of such a teacher means you are operating the means of knowledge. And the nature of the knowledge is, when the means of knowledge is operated, knowledge is immediate. When you open the eyes, the object in front of you, you can't but see. This is white piece for the airports to be placed, airport charger, etc. You can't but miss this. So also, If Pramana Vyapara is there, student is listening from a teacher, and that too Shastragna teacher. He knows the tradition. He himself knows the truth. And when such a teacher is teaching, and still knowledge may not take place because that person is not eligible, is not qualified enough, necessary adjustments has to be done. Since Vedanta is Pramanam, nothing can deny it. Eyes are the Pramanam, nothing can deny you seeing this object, except one thing that can deny. When there is a veil of cataract on your eyes, you cannot see that. So that veil of cataract, which deprives me from seeing the self, is lack of sadhana chatushtaya. When I have sadhana chatushtaya, I am eligible to gain the knowledge, and then pramana will do the job. Pramana will work there and then when teachings takes place. Otherwise, pramana may not fructify in terms of this knowledge. Oh, yeah, aham brahmasmi, aham nitya muktosmi. So the gnana phalam, discovering the inner freedom, that is my nature. Discovering the fullness, that is my nature, may not take place. They may think this is indirect knowledge, I got it. Now I have to make knowledge direct, therefore meditate. You do some seva, then listen to class and daily meditate for 2 hours. Then the knowledge will become one with you. No, that's not true. Knowledge doesn't require any intermediary effort to get its phalam, because it is immediate. That being the case, you don't need to do anything else. But not understanding this, to try to do this, to want the phalam of the knowledge, nothing is to be done. That inner adjustment, inner restructuring yourself in terms of values and attitudes is to be done. And when that is there, the adhikari viveka, tattva viveka becomes easy. Like as you say, you open the eyes and you see the things in front of you, because eyes have no problem. Similarly, if you are eligible, if you are ready, you are exposed to teacher with Shraddha, then it will work. You have no choice but to gain knowledge. Knowledge is choiceless. And what is revealed by the teaching is you, and you just cannot miss you. Otherwise also I don't miss you. Balyadishva vichagradadishu tatha sarvasvavasthasvapi vyavrittasvanuvartamanam antaspurantam sada. The self is revealing, self-revealing as I. But then it is never noticed. As you say, as they say in English, you miss the obvious. It is too obvious to be recognized, and therefore you keep missing it. And the teaching takes place, you can't but seek it. You can never miss it. That obtaining self is not a lacking self. Obtaining self is a complete self. It doesn't lack anything. And that owning up is called Gnana Phalam. That is a discovery. That Aham Anandaha, that is a phalam of the knowledge that can take place only when one is ready, having the necessary adhikari, necessary qualifications. You have not to work for this qualification. You have to just manifest or let it manifest, because that is also your nature. Not only Atma is your nature, the means to gain Atma, sadhana chatushtayam, is also your nature. Something is there which stifles it, which strangulates its expression. And that stifling thing, obstructive thing, needs to be removed. Otherwise, sadhana chatushtayam is also prapta. Okay? Not something to be gained, I would say something to be cultivated, which is yourself, which is your swarupa. Vairagya is the swarupa of the self. Viveka is the Swarup of the self. Mano Nigraha is the Swarup, because when you have knowledge, you grow beyond mind. There is a question of Nigraha. You grow beyond body and mind. There is no question of Titiksha. I don't do Sahanam. It's easy. This is how it is. I take it as it is. So all other things can be there, but mokshecha should be there. Antakarana purity should be there. Missing which, not having that, Gnana Phalam will never ever take place. And that is why he says, Tataha, thereafter only. When men listen, even without having qualification, but it would be good pastime. Like I tell you, people meet us in a public transport and then say also, ask some questions, and you reply, and then when suddenly the destination comes, oh my God, now I have to get down. તમારી જોડે હારા 2 કલાક પસાર થઈ ગયા. So that Swami's talk was time killing. He said, with you I just passed. How 2 hours flew off? I didn't know. 2 hours just passed by. My God. Thank you. That means he was seeing only the time. He didn't say, oh, Swamiji, you gave some invaluable knowledge, invaluable input. It will help to change me and my life and etc. Nothing. 2 hours have passed. Thank you. Some are so audacious would say, I was thinking before boarding the plane. I would get bored in the flight. Thank you, but God put you beside me. You are a good company. Swami is a time pass. That's not what doesn't work. You give him everything, it doesn't work because adhikaritva abhava. We shall see then what is Tattva Vivekaha in the next class. That will be on 9th, 10th, 17th. Okay, we'll have a class on 17th. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Guru Namaha. Hari Om.